time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song, but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Global with the gang gang gang. You know we don't play gang gang. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang.
What is going on, ya booshes? Welcome to Nine Schnandish. Did that gang gang flow. Thank you, King D, for the fat beats. My brother. Gang gang gang.
With that gang gang.
Daily motherfucking Swole. Get that evening Swole. That evening Swole.
You know we stay stuntin'. Right up in your face.
Baby. One more day. Last one. Triple digits. And it's over. We stay manned up. I'm like a Weezy, baby. 999. My goodness. Who here's ready for the next 1,000? Can you handle it? Can you handle 1,000 more episodes of Daddy? Yeah. You know I ain't stopping. This is just another one. Just another fucking episode. It is, but it isn't. But it is. But it isn't. But it is. But it isn't. Yeah.
Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine. Wifey is fine. I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass.
Come on.
All that I ask, wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you are all
Good
gas.
evening, good evening.
Whip it up fast and all furious. I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast.
April Johnson, thanks for checking out the throwbacks.
The future is black.
The throwbacks. Whoa. It sure is, Holly, no doubt. Yep. Welcome, Sean. That's right. Welcome, my brother.
This is that one song that you heard so many times. And
I still remember on Periscope someone told you if you're doing a daily show, you'll run out of stuff to talk about.
I'm sorry.
Didn't I tell them to go fuck themselves or something, Eric? I was like, I'm never gonna run out of stuff. Yeah. People thought they're gonna get the best of old Papa, so they thought I was gonna stop first. Psych! Here we are now. Hey, come on. Started at the bottom, and now we're hooked. Started at the bottom, now I'm making sick fucking gains. Started at the bottom, now I'm hooked. Yeah. 11 minus fucking 11 degrees. That's stupid. That's stupid. If you're not moving from wherever you live, like immediately. The fuck out of there, bro.
Right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry. We just stuck up in our ways.
All right, here we go. Let's get this started so everyone can say what up. I know. I just like this song so much. I can't stop this song. Remember, everyone, follow King Darius. King Darius on SoundCloud. My boy spitting fire. Does a lot of the outros of my... Use these for the outros of my YouTube vids. Spits fire. Spits the fire. Bring back Arnold for episode 1000, they say. They're like, come on, Arnold. We want to hear you back here for episode 1000. You haven't done an episode in forever. Come on. Fucking come back here. Yow.
Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil.
Time to make some sick fucking podcast games. Arnold can have his own podcast.
I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Daddy's ready to drop some Tommy boy. Tommy, drop a comment, bro. You were here for episode fucking 1. You were here for like Swolenormous Live before it was even the DS. With the gang gang. Make sure everyone gets a chance to come check this beach out. I want to send out a message to everyone on Facebook. Hold on, stay with me. We'll stay here with the intro. Give everyone a chance to come in. This is pretty epic, you know. Last time you're going to see 3 digits on the Swole. We're going to look back at episode 5,912. Remember this day? Like, oh yeah, remember 5,912? Everyone give some props to Tom. Tommy was here from the first fucking live broadcast I ever did. First. Tommy Mays was here for the first fucking episode. That was even before it was a Daily Swole. We're going to go through this song. Hold on a second. I'm sending out a message. You guys are going to get hit up on the Daily Swole Club.
And every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not going to bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang. West Coast with the gang gang.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang.
Wow.
West Coast with the gang gang. Local with the gang gang.
Tag.
You know we don't play games. East Coast with the gang gang.
Tag.
West Coast with the gang gang.
All right, let's get these Daily Swole Club people in here. Yeah, when'd you start? When'd you start listening to El Papa Swole? We'll get this going. Let's go. Here we go. $9.99. Fuck me.
Fitness without the bullshit.
The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
The bullshit, bro.
The bacon is sizzling.
Fucking A, it's sizzling.
Welcome
to the Daily Swole. Testing. Testing testicles. Is this mic on? Testing testicles. The last triple digit testicles. Ooh. Welcome everyone to episode 999 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, Slaycast, and triple fucking digit cast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. If you don't know, now you know. We all flex our biceps. Oh, baby. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 999. That's episode 999. And I'm not really one to toot my own horn, but that's pretty fucking cool. I have to step back and look at that number. And today I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the podcast. I want to talk about the mentality behind it. I want to discuss some of the structural foundations on why it got started and why the number is the way it is. And I think that's going to give you a lot of perspective, because the Daily Swole is really something that you do every day. It's something that you do every day. It's something that needs to take place for your discipline, for your consistency to get results. So we're going to jump into that in just a couple moments. People are coming in. Those of you that are Daily Swole Club members on Facebook Messenger, you're getting your alerts right now. You're getting your personal alerts. If you want to follow the Swole and you're frustrated that Instagram isn't letting you know, or Facebook's not letting you know when I go live, send me a message on my Facebook page, and you'll get a recommendation and a suggestion to join the Daily Swole Club, which is a private VIP messaging service where you get exclusive updates, special offers, you get notified personally, so you'll never miss a really important episode. So I notify you before Sunday Funday Q&As go live. I let you know things like this, or if there's different cool things going on, or new articles on the Gain Train. So it's just another place where you can connect with me and I can send you some cool shit. So if you want to be a part of that, sign up for the Daily Swole Club, but just send me a message to my Facebook page, Swolenormous, and you'll get a response that gives you a button where you can click and join the VIP list. So that'd be cool. Everyone got a bunch of things I want to talk about before we get into it. So this is not, I just want to let you know some of the new things that are going down. You can drop some stuff in the comments. Again, if it's your first episode, this is episode 999. And I really, before we go into a couple more of the announcements, I do want to say, while I have your attention now, I know a lot of you are busy or you're driving home from work and stuff like that. You are the reason why I do this. You're the reason why I'm here. The reason why I'm here every day, it's because I'm not talking to myself. I know I'm talking to you. And I want to remind you that although you are a screen name on Instagram, or you're a name, you're just a name, you're not necessarily a face, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on Twitch, on YouTube, anywhere that you watch the live streams, that you watch my content, YouTube, everywhere. I just want to say thank you, and I know that you are a person. I know it sounds weird. It sounds weird. Let me explain. I know you are a person. I know you are not just a thumbs up when you like a post. I know you are not just a bot when you leave a comment. Unless a bot leaves a comment, you can smell that a mile away. But I know that there's a person on the other end of that comment. There's a person on the other end of that emoji. The little eyes at the top on Instagram and Facebook where you see how many people are watching live. I know there's not one eye. It's not 37. It's 74. Or not 100. It's 200. It's two eyes. And I know that they're attached to a human being. So I want to say thank you for being here. I know you're here. I know you're taking time out of your day, your schedule, your life, time that you'll never get back. I think about that a lot, a lot. I do think about the attention and what attention means. And I do know there's Netflix out there. I do know that there's endless shit. It's not like, hey, I don't do a podcast. What am I going to do? What am I going to look at? What am I going to watch? No, you are going to, there's a billion things. So I want to just tell you that I appreciate your attention. I appreciate you being here. And you're the reason why this is episode 999, because if it said 0 all the time and no one ever watched, no one ever liked the podcast, there is a point where, okay, there's dedication, discipline, never give up. And there's also, look, it's not working. People don't want to watch you. People don't want to listen to you. You have to cut your losses, move on with your life, right? There's that point where it depends on what makes you happy. And fortunately enough for me, doing the podcast, doing this content, making the videos, whether it's on YouTube, the Driving While Gaining. Oh, by the way, brand new Driving While Gaining. Really fucking fun episode. It was really fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you laugh. So brand new YouTube video at Swole on YouTube, brand new Driving While Gaining. So yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to do what I love, to share my knowledge, share my experience, share what I've gone through, and share my successes, my failures, and essentially share my journey. Because if you weren't here, then I probably wouldn't be, I shouldn't say probably, I don't think I would have gotten to 999 episodes if there wasn't some sort of feedback, I mean, who would? So as much as I'm resilient, as much as I've built discipline, as much as I was going to do this and commit, there was that response moving forward. There was a progression that I can see, and it wasn't a flat line. And that is because, you are the ones that gave it life. You're the ones that gave it that heartbeat. You're the ones that kept it from flatlining. And those of you, whether you, like I said in the pre-roll, if you're listening to this podcast, whether this is your first one, your third one, your 10th one, your 999th. I mean, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your comments on Instagram, your comments on Facebook, your replies, your shares on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter. Every time you mention, every time you tag me, even if I can't respond to every single one I try, I really appreciate, and I know that it's a real person that's there, and that's why I comment, and that's why I respond as often as I can, because I know that you are giving me something that is more valuable than money, that's more valuable than anything. You're giving me your time, and you're giving me your attention. So again, thank you. Episode 999, people. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. For real. Damn. So we got a new YouTube drop. That's the latest. A couple things. New YouTube drop, new video on YouTube, new Driving While Gaining. I mentioned at Swole. You can go check that out. I recommend it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have not yet left a review on iTunes, if you love the podcast, mean the world to me. It's really great for attention, for sharing the podcast, because it boosts everyone. It boosts the podcast to the public. So people that like fitness podcasts, it might show up in their feed or in their suggested. So it really helps me. It lets me know that you're enjoying the podcast. It makes me feel good. So if you want to make Papa Swole feel good, please leave a review on iTunes, an honest review. That's all I ask. And it really means the world for the podcast, and really helps it get distributed a lot better, and to a lot more people that may enjoy the content and may want to join the community and start participating with us here. So the more the merrier. So thank you to those of you that have left reviews on iTunes. And for those that have not left it yet, please go do so. I really appreciate it. And let's see, brand new stuff that I'm doing on Instagram and Facebook, new posts. So what I'm doing, and I've been thinking about different ways to do this for a while, and just one thing led to another, and go back and forth, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I just wanted to do it this way, and I think it's great. So I'm taking quotes, and I'm going through a lot of different episodes and things that are impactful to me, and I'm sharing them. So today I did one from episode 1001, Counting Gains, and I took a quote. And sometimes it's either literally what I said or it's very close to the exact phrasing in the episode. And because I want to share a lot of the content that has gone through, because it's very easy to look and be like, holy shit, $9.99. It's a whole other aspect to really think there's been 999 like question-filled episodes, responses, different rants. The title doesn't always. What I love about this podcast is I look back at some of these titles, and you listen to the podcast, and yeah, that might be the title of the episode going into it. And then when you started talking, and all of a sudden I went on a tangent and a rant. And sometimes those episodes, people, you get some fucking fire rants and rages. And you can drop in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about, where the title might have been, training modalities. And then during the episode, I just went on a tangent on like obesity or something. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll talk about the other thing tomorrow. And I just left the title the same. So there's a lot of gems. There's a lot of different things that I don't expect everyone to go listen to 999 episodes. I know some of you have, which is amazing, because the only other person that has been there for 999 is fucking me doing them. But there are a lot of great little nuggets in these episodes, and I forget. So like, just to go back and pick out a quote that can help a lot of you, you might not go listen to episode 217, but if I share a quote, be like, oh shit, that's fucking fire. Let me go check out that episode. I want to hear the rest of the context around that quote. And then it could just alert you to an amazing episode to go check out. So what I'll start doing, and I didn't do it for today's, but what I'll start doing is providing you with links to those episodes, or probably when I make those posts, I'll probably have a page on swolenormousx.com with with where you can play it. I'll just embed a player where it can just link you directly to listen to it right there on the spot. So I think that'd be super cool. And I'll probably upload some TBT type episodes and things and give you a place to go and check it out. Maybe I'll put it on the Swolenormous audio experience, the other podcast or something. So that could be, that's something really cool. And what I'm doing is I want to open the floor for all of you. So I did this and I posted this in my Instagram story. So if you did not yet check out my Instagram story, make sure after this episode, you can go and check it out. It'll be up for 24 hours. What I did was I want to open the floor to the Swolenormous community, because instead of me just going back and picking what I feel is impactful to me, a lot of times what people have mentioned to me over the course of the last 1,000 episodes, and a lot of people will say, this episode really hit me when you said X, Y, and Z. And I never would have thought that that was so impactful, but it really impacted this one person. So I was thinking, well, I mean, if there's a quote in there that you find really powerful, I guarantee there are many other people out there that would find the same thing powerful or impactful, and give them the concept to go back and either listen to that episode, or that quote, just reading that might change, or the caption below might just change their day or change their outlook on things and give them that little boost. So what I want to do is give you thanks for that and give you a shout out in my feed. So if you have an episode that you're listening to and you hear a quote or a line, take note of the timestamp and send me a message and be like, hey, episode 472, minute 125, where you said this was, really hit home to me. And it's like, cool. So maybe, one of the next upcoming posts, I will take that picture and I'll, make a quote, and I will, in the thread, I'll give you thanks for, X, Y, and Z, your screen name, your name, for submitting the question, or submitting the quote. So I think that'd be really cool. Another way it'll help me out. So I don't have to go through 1,000 episodes, but also helps me understand what really impacts you. So our continuing content, the next 1,000 episodes, will keep on getting better when I know what is the kind of content and topics that you like to discuss. Not to mention, if you enjoyed that quote, there are going to be thousands of other people that will think the same way as you, because you're all in the same audience. You're all part of this community, and that will impact a lot more people. So if you have something that you come across and you want to share that, I am more than happy to make a presentation on Instagram and do and do a picture for my feed and tag you and tag your profile, your account, your name in the description for submitting it. So I want you to get credit for it, and that's my way of saying thank you to you, as well as, you're the one that did the work, and you're the one that that submitted it. So you're helping the family, and it's a great way to spread the gain, spread the love, and spread quality information that might be nestled away on minute 48 of an episode we did a year and a half ago. And that can really help someone bring them out of a dark place or really set them in the right mindset for that day or for the week or for the month or for their life. You know, sometimes all it is just hearing something at the right moment that can be a game changer. So that's what I'm doing. And if you want to just check through that again, I know that was long-winded, so I apologize, but you can go and check my Instagram story and I'll explain what I'm doing. And it's pretty cool. You don't have to. I'm doing it anyway. I'll do it myself. If no one sends me anything, I'll do it myself. But a couple of you have already sent me stuff, so that's what we're going to be doing, and I think it's super cool. So that's that. Let's take a couple comments. I want to see what people are talking because it's scrolling pretty fast, so I appreciate it. I want to give people some shout outs. Let's see. Lindsay, finally a live show. I listened to 3 or 4 of your podcasts. Why, thank you. Michael Bastian started somewhere in the 300s. When did you start watching the Swole? Yeah, I started right after the You're Fat video. Been catching up on SoundCloud instead of Pandora at work up to the mid 200s. Ooh, look at you. Look at you. Start at 840. Now I'm going backwards. Nice. It's cool to see the transition, to hear like the difference in the audio quality and my ability to do a podcast. Just there's so many different things that change over time. Different microphones, different backgrounds, different locations, tons of stuff. I think I started around episode 20. Woo! You started listening or you found me? That's kind of what I mean. Like, you know, where you started, I guess you can start wherever, but when did you come across my content? Like, you found me. That's what's cool about the numbers. Every number is a day. So if you go back in episode 200, that's just back in time, 200 or 700 days and whatnot. Thank you, Tommy. Sweet potato ice cream. Oh my goodness. Without you, I wouldn't have tried sweet potato ice cream. Ooh, that's a thing. Sweet potato ice cream. Ooh, what is that? I started about 880, 4 hundos. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So today's episode, triple digits. Everything we've talked about, of course, is awesome so far. Triple digits. Why is this episode called Triple Digits? Well, if you're just joining the show, obviously, this is episode 999. So the last one of triple digits. Now, I want to talk about why that number is important much more than just, and I would say far more than the fact that it is triple digits. And I'm not tooting my horn for episode 1000. This is literally just the setup. So pay attention. Don't turn this off. Don't make sure you listen and hear this whole thing out. 999, triple digits is extremely important. And again, it's not because of where we are now. It's because of where I started. Episode 1, and now let me give you a little backstory. And we could do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, episode 1000, I don't necessarily want to go back and tell this story. So let's do it now while we're in the triple digits, right? Let me tell you the story. When I started, I did about 20 to 25. It might have stopped around 22 or 23 episodes before it was rebranded The Daily Swole. So technically, this is like day 1023 or 2 straight. I've done more than 1,000 straight days of doing the live broadcast. For the first 22 or 23 days, it was called Swolenormous Live. And I just did Swolenormous Live 01, Swolenormous Live 02. I didn't really like it, but here's the thing. I didn't wait. I didn't like the name. I did Swolenormous Live, and then I figured I'll start, and then I'll change the name as we go through. And I'll update the name, and okay. But here's the thing. I didn't wait. I wasn't happy with Swolenormous Live. It was descriptive. I'm live. But I didn't like it. But I didn't let that hold me back. I didn't wait to think of a better name and then launch my podcast. So first off, I took action, number 1. So the whole story and the whole setup can really help you formulate your training program. You can use this in many different aspects of your life. So make sure you pay attention to the mechanisms and the mindset. My mindset going into all of this and the way I thought about it. It wasn't about the execution. It wasn't about the equipment I had. It wasn't about my skill level. It was literally like I just started. I just did it. I didn't know a fucking thing about podcasting. You want to know? Literally go back on YouTube and type in Daily Swole 001 and you will see someone who literally had like an iPad. I had my Samsung Galaxy S6 and I was on the porch and I had a microphone on a metal chain, and I didn't realize how sensitive it was. I didn't know anything about sound. Every time I moved, it was like clink, clink, clink. It's on the freaking metal. I mean, I synced the audio and it wasn't completely synced. Like it's a little bit delayed. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't let that stop me. I started doing it. I didn't let not being an expert stop me from doing it. So I just went. Okay. And I did about 22 to 23 episodes. 22 to 23 episodes of Swolenormous Live. But like I said, I didn't like the name. However, my brand, Swolenormous, and I was live, and it's like, okay, why not? So it's Swolenormous Live 01, Swolenormous Live 02, Swolenormous Live 03, and so forth. After talking with a good friend of mine and coming up with the name, once I came up with the name, I'm like, oh my God, the Daily Swole. That's the name I wanted. It was on episode like probably 20, 21, 22, like I mentioned. And, or 23. And I was having the conversation, we're talking, and I'm like, oh, I could just change it, just do Daily Swole 23. But then you're going to scroll back. You're not going to find episode 1. It's going to be Swolenormous Live. And he's like, you have to start from 1. And I'm like, fuck, I know. Because I was just going to change it, move on. But, once you get to 20 or 23, that's 3 weeks or so at least of doing it live every day. And I was doing it on the porch in Florida, and I started doing it all at like 12 noon Eastern time. But then I started it like in March or April, but then I couldn't be on the porch anymore because, April, May, whatever in Florida gets pretty fucking hot. So I couldn't do it at 12 noon Eastern time. So then I moved it inside, and I didn't have a backdrop, and I had to set it up. I had like the iPad on the fucking Amazon box, and it was literally, behind the scenes. It's just fucking me just doing it. I didn't have fancy equipment. I didn't have all this stuff. I just had phones, and I used what I had. I had more than a lot of people, but I just did it, and I figured it out later. And I had my mistakes. I had things I didn't edit properly. I had crashes on the phones and this, that, and the other. I was streaming on Periscope. This is before, oh yeah, people aren't going to realize that because things move so fast. I started before Facebook Live started. So I was doing live, but Facebook Live didn't exist, or was really, 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 really brand new. It was like just at the beginning of Facebook Live. It was so much at the beginning where, oh no, it was Facebook Live existed, but it didn't exist. You couldn't do it on Android. So the phone that I had at the time wasn't an iPhone. It was a Galaxy S6. So I didn't have an iPhone. I had an iPad. So I had it streaming. Facebook was on the iPad, and the only other place YouTube Live didn't exist, or people weren't using it. Twitch wasn't around, or barely. It wasn't like mobile. It wasn't like it was now. Snapchat was just kind of getting going, and it was really just picking up steam at that time. And I didn't. So I streamed on Periscope. Periscope was, and then Twitter bought it. Periscope was the live streaming service. So I did Facebook Live on my iPad. And it was like, it wasn't a brand new iPad. It was like a second gen. It wasn't even the Retina one. It was just fucking clunky. And it kept on cutting out because the internet sucked. It was old internet. I didn't upgrade the internet. The internet was freaking old and like 25 megs. I just streaming on more than one platform. Anyway, yeah, rough, quote unquote, rough times, right? Rough times in a sense. So it didn't start. It didn't start with like with all the trimmings. It didn't start like this. It didn't start with the fancy stuff, right? It didn't start with embedded chat and this, that, and the other, but I just did it. And I used to walk down the street. I used to use the phone and then take the phone. I used to do it on the phone and then take the video from the phone, rip the audio, use that for the podcast. So, I mean, I've done all sorts of things. But I didn't wait to start. And here's what happened. So I realized, okay, Daily Swole, great name. I can't just change it from 23 to Daily Swole 24 because it's not really authentic. The Daily Swole rebranded, so I'm like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. So I had done Swolenormous Live 01, Swolenormous Live 02. So I started without knowing anything. I just did it. I didn't fucking wait. And most people don't start. So an idea is a great idea. Think about this. The Daily Swole, I should do a Daily Swole podcast, talk about fitness shit every day. Oh man, that's a great idea. Yeah, it's a wonderful idea. Oh fuck, that's a super fucking cool idea. It goes away and it means dog shit if you don't do it. So if I thought, oh man, that's a fucking great idea. Like how many great ideas have you had? How many great ideas have you had? How many great ideas have you had that you didn't do? Everyone has great ideas. Everyone's got fucking ideas. Oh, that's an awesome idea. Oh, yeah, it's a fucking great idea. If you don't do it, it means jack shit. It's a fucking idea. You can wipe your ass with it. It's worthless. So this idea to do the podcast and to do the Daily Swole, that's a great idea. Yeah. So it doesn't fucking matter if I didn't do it. So I did it. Okay. So obviously I took that idea and now I made it all happen and so forth. But that's what I'm talking about. You have an idea, whether it's business, whether it's fitness, or you have to do it. Otherwise it doesn't mean shit. So when I started the Daily Swole, here's where I'm getting. I know, again, that's long-winded, but I'm just kind of going back in my mind, the memory, and I'm just really vividly feeling it right now. And I named it. The first episode, if you go back in the edit, in the title, it's not, I was doing Swolenormous Live, and I did Swolenormous Live with 2 digits, 01, 02, 03, and so forth to 22, 23. When I started the Daily Swole, I put in Daily Swole 001. I put in 001. And I think at the time, someone just asked me, did you ever think that you'd make it to episode 1000 and beyond? I wasn't even thinking about episode 1000. However, I gave myself the leeway to make it. I gave myself some air. I gave myself some ceiling. But what I did fundamentally was I went to 001 first. I was doing 3 weeks of 2 digits, 01, 02. So I could have easily done Daily Swole 01. But no, I did 3 digits because that 0 was going to fuck my face until I filled it with a 1. Until I gave that 0, that D, that good old Papa Swolio D, it was going to be an open hole. That, you like that? You see what I did there? That was going to be looking at me. I know how my brain works. I was going to see that 0 and obsessively not stop until I got that 1 there, that triple digits. So after episode 100, that was emotional for me, if you watch that episode. When I got to, after that, it was just a blur. After that was just a blur. It was like, I don't remember episode 197. People say, hey, what was that episode? Do you remember like in episode 1, what were you talking about? What episode? They asked me, oh, you're talking about your biceps, what other episodes? I said, I don't know, search. I have no fucking idea what episode is which. A couple here and there I might remember, but I don't remember, it's because I might send it to you in an email or something, but I don't remember individual episodes. It's a blur. I'm here every day. I don't remember what happens in what fucking episode. I barely remember the day of the week. So, but I set it up with 3 digits. I set it up as 001. So right away, I was saying, I'm doing at least 100 episodes. Like, I didn't go 0001 because I know how I work. If I get to 100, I'm not going to stop until I get to 1,000. That would just look weird. Episode 0001. It's kind of like, what does that mean? It's like an odometer. It's like, you almost like you have to earn that. You have to earn that 4th digit. Don't be so fucking cocky and put 4 fucking zeros. Or you can put 5 zeros. You have to earn that. You don't need to see it there to fucking make it. Like right now we're at 999. I earned the right to put a 1 at the beginning of that. But for the 001, think of the difference in mentality. I could have just put 1 digit. I could have done Daily Swole 1. I could have done Daily Swole 01. But instead I did 001. So it's setting those sights aggressively. It's setting the sights higher. It's putting that in my face every single episode. It was 023, 045. In other words, it was showing me you're not there yet. Like, you ain't shit. Like, you haven't filled up the cup yet. You haven't put your time in. There's a reason why that 100 was vivid in my brain and was emotional, and the rest of them are a fucking blur. Not that they're not valuable. They're great episodes. But like anything else in your life, you're going to have checkpoints. You're going to have things that make you want to work harder. You're going to have things that make you want to push more. You're going to have things that dangle in front of you that you're going to have to go get, that you're going to have to chase. You need to set your sights higher. That's why I'm talking about you can improve. You can always do better. There's always more. So you could look at that at the moment and say Daily Swole 001, that's pretty cocky. Well, it's not unrealistic. It's not unrealistic. It's confident, but it's also a challenge. If I put 0001, okay, that wouldn't really be legit until now. It's like, I don't know, it's a different mindset. It goes from cocky to confident, but also you have to challenge yourself, and you can always do better. You can always do more. You can always improve. You're not good enough. Stop thinking that you're good enough. It doesn't mean that you're not good. That's what we get so fucking lost with. It's not that you're not good enough. What do you mean I'm not good enough? People take that as if, so if I tell you you're not good enough, people take that as I'm a piece of shit. I suck. That's not it. It's all perspective. Why don't you take it like this? If I say you're not good enough, I'm saying you're amazing, but you can certainly be fucking better. You got to push more. You can do better. I know you can do better. It's me having confidence in you and believing in you to raise your game up and get more out of life yourself. Get more out of satisfaction. Get more out of your training. Get more out of your nutrition. You can do better. You can do better. In what aspect? How much ego do you have? I'm not saying to go chasing ego, but how much ego do you have? Like, I can't get any better. I'm perfect. I'm amazing. I'm the best I can get. That's overconfident, and it's not true. It's not true. You can be better. I can be better. Everyone can do better. There's nothing wrong with knowing you can do better. It's how you look at it. It's that perspective. You can look at it as a negative, sure. A lot of people would be quick to take that as a negative, as an insult. A lot of people would be very, very quick to take that as a negative, to take that as an insult, to be like, oh, he's being mean to me. He's saying I suck. That's not what I said. That's not what I'm saying at all. What am I saying? What are my words communicating? Well, communicating is perception, so obviously you're internalizing it, but what are the words literally saying? That's why words are important. They're very important. If I say you can do better, it doesn't say anything about what you're doing now, technically. Maybe by omission. So I'm saying, okay, you could do better. However, I'm not saying you're not doing well now. I'm not saying anything about you being a bad person. All I'm saying literally is that you can do better. You could do better if you practice. You could do better. You could improve if you worked harder. That's not negative. That's positive. That's a very powerful thing to say, and that's a very powerful thing to understand. You could do better. Holy shit. He's not saying I suck. He's saying quite the opposite. He's saying, you have to know that you don't suck. You have to have your own self-value and self-esteem and, believe in yourself and your ability. If you don't, then you're going to take it negatively. If you believe in your ability, you're like, you know what? He's right. I could fucking do better. Damn it. If you know you're not trying hard, you don't believe in yourself, you take that as an insult. You take that as an insult. If you're confident in your abilities, you say, you know what? You're right. I fucking could do better. So it's on you. It's on you. It's how you take it. So that's what I did to myself. And every time you have that internal dialogue, you're having a conversation with yourself. So going back to the title 001, I was setting myself, you could do better. I can do better than 01. What am I going to do it for 3 months and stop? No, like I just committed long term. It's just the number itself, the fact that there are 3 digits. My point is not it's not the point. It's not the fact that I'm at 1,000. It's not the point that I'm at 4. It's that what's far more important is the fact that when I was at 0, I used 3-digit places. It's the mindset when you start. I already had the mindset that I was doing this. Like this is 1,000 days plus. So someone asked me, did you ever think you were going to get to 1,000 in a row? And the answer is no, I didn't think. I knew I would. Like I never thought about it. I just knew it would be there. You know why? Because if I didn't quit every fucking day, you can't stop me from getting to 1,000. So it's impossible. It was impossible at the beginning for me to ever not get to 1,000. Impossible. If you killed me, okay, that's it. I was getting to 1,000. Those 3-digit places was just, I had to give myself the room. How can I keep counting if I only give myself 2-digit places? I can only get to 99. Well, I'm going to 1,000, so I need at least 3. So I just made 3 digits. So it wasn't a factor thinking if I could do it. I knew I was, which is why I used 3 digits. It was assumed. It was an assumptive victory. Like if I just did it every day. And that's why I always talk about the bricks, the daily bricks. The workout that you did today, if it was great, awesome. But it's only one piece of the puzzle. That workout today that sucked, okay, well, that's only one piece of the puzzle and it's not really that important. You got to get it again tomorrow anyway. So if you had a great fucking day, that's awesome. But don't get cocky because you still got to do it tomorrow and have another great day. You had a shitty day, well, don't dwell on it. Move on. Have a great day tomorrow. So either way, there's a positive outcome. You can't get cocky. You can't get cocky. And that's why today and tomorrow, it's like I'm excited, but I'm not fucking doing it on a rooftop. I'm not doing like a special event. I'm not doing all this like fancy shit because it's just another day. It's awesome. But every single one of these episodes is awesome because they were all done. Because there's 1,000 of them. And you take and you remove episode 272 and we're still on 998 today. So it's about the mindset. When I started, I was in it. I committed. And I saw this ad, funnily enough. I saw an ad for Planet Fitness, and I'm not saying anything good or bad about Planet Fitness. It was the mentality behind it. And this is one of the reasons why it gets a bad reputation. So I know it's affordable. It just popped into my head about commitment. They said in their advertising, it's like $1 down and $10 a month. And underneath the words, it said no commitment. And I was looking at that ad and I'm thinking, $1 down, $10 a month, and in big fucking capital letters, no commitment. And I felt like there's a whole section, a whole sentence missing, below it. No results. No commitment, no fucking results. You're having people sign up for a gym membership with no commitment? Yeah, that's going to work out well. You need to commit. You need to commit to yourself. If you're not committing, you're not getting fucking results. You got one foot out the door, it's not going to happen for you. You have to go fucking all in. There has to be commitment. There has to be commitment. You have to commit. You have to invest your time. You have to invest yourself. You have to understand that this is for the long term. Those of you that are Swolenormous X members, there's a sign up. Yeah. There's a toll at the gate. Are you committed? Are you ready to start? That's why Swolenormous X costs money. You have to be serious. You have to commit. It's an investment financially. Sure. What isn't? It's your time. That's far more important. It's your willingness to succeed. You have to set the bar. It separates people from that. It separates the people that talk shit and the people that walk shit, if you can say that. It separates the people that are serious that aren't. The people that are bullshit fucking artists and run their mouth and have one foot out the door, not really be ready psychologically. And then that's like a cancer. That's like a cancer inside a community. I want people that are fucking ready to go. I want people that are ready to be a part of something greater than themselves and do it together and do it with other people that are in the right fucking mindset, the same mindset. So you have to be ready. You have to be ready, but you have to be ready for yourself. You have to commit. You have to set yourself up for success. You have to have the mindset that it's not one day. You're not going to get all your results in one day. You're not going to get all your results in 1 year. That's why you have more than 1 year. That's why you don't live for a year. We're not mayflies, live for a fucking day or whatever. Let's say you have 80 years. Well, use those 80 years and progress and do work consistently. There isn't a quick fix because life has that time frame. So the decisions you make today, the decisions I made a couple years ago, a couple months ago, that's why I am where I am. Those daily decisions, the daily swole, it means a lot of things. It's discipline. It's commitment, even without the content, even without the actual podcast itself. The fact that the Daily Swole, the podcast exists, is just an example of resilience. It's an example of commitment, of discipline, the same shit that we talk about all the time. So just doing the podcast every day is my way of reinforcing that I'm not just trying to spit bullshit and get you amped up and get followers on Instagram, like I'm not doing this as a hobby because it's not my hobby. It's my passion. It's my purpose. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm so committed. But your life, living healthier, living longer, living better, that is a valuable purpose. And that's just part of it. And everything else opens up for you when you have more health. Everything else that you love, enjoy doing physically, emotionally, you're in a healthier, better position to do that longer with those that you love, to go experience and hike and travel or do things physically longer and more efficiently, and not risk the same injuries and illnesses and chronic diseases that most people in the world suffer. So you have to know it. You have to know that it exists. You have to know that you're going to get it. You have to know the outcome. You have to know the outcome. You can't just think. You can't hope. You have to cement it. And the reason why I used triple digits from the very first fucking episode is because I was making it assumptive. It wasn't an option. I needed 3 digits because that's where I was going. I needed 3 digits. In the back of my head, I know I really wanted 4, but 3 is a great fucking start. So when you finish this episode today, whether you're watching live right now or you're listening on the podcast, just think about that. Today is the first day maybe of your fitness, of your training. Today is the first day of the rest of your life, essentially. That's not just a cliche, it's a fact. So today can be what are you starting today? What's your new mindset going into tomorrow? What's your new mindset going into next year? What's your new mindset? What are you going to do every day to make sure you're laying the strongest bricks? What are you doing every day to make sure that you're doing something to up your game? Whatever that is, to be happier, to live your purpose, whether it's fitness, nutrition, you can do better. And I'm telling you that you can do better. I can do better. We can all do better. So rather than take that as a negative, you are good enough. You are valuable. You do have things to offer to yourself and to people around you, but we can all do better. And that's not a negative thing. That's a very positive thing. So anytime you're starting something, whether it's today, whether it's fitness related or not, just remember that same mindset that started the Daily Swole with 3 digits, because you're sinking your feet in, you're digging in, and there's that commitment that if you just don't fucking quit, amazing things can happen. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 999 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, slaycast, and used to be triple digits cast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Thank you again so much, everyone, for joining me for the last 999 episodes. Triple digits, so long, sayonara. I'll see you never again. And tomorrow we will convene again for the first episode of the next 1000 of the Daily Swole. So thank you so much for joining me. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.